Next one here, staying on a quarterback. Zach Wilson throws for more passing yards than Trevor Lawrence, which I know goes against PFF's projections. I think we have Zach Wilson at 3,998 and Trevor Lawrence around 4,100. I think the Jets might be behind in games more. Two, I also think I like the Jets supporting cast more than I like the Jags. I think they have a better offensive line. Potentially. Obviously, there's some missing pieces on the interior, but I think they might have a better offensive line, and their receiving core is better. Denzel Mims, Elijah Moore, they re-signed Jameson Crowder, Corey Davis. I think this is a better receiving core for Zach Wilson as well. I think this is going to be, and they got Mike LaFleur. I do think that Zach Wilson throws from him passing yards. He might not grade better, but I think the numbers are going to look really good for Zach Wilson in year one.
Whose offensive line would you rather have, Jets or the Jags?
Let me double check the interior because I feel like I have a good hold of the tackles here, but let me check on the interior because I don't like Cam Robinson. I'm not a big fan of. I do think Juwan Taylor has played well, but still not a top 20 tackle in the NFL. Yeah. That's not what he's been. You got Alijah Vera-Tucker, Mekhi Becton on the left side, Connor McGovern on the interior. Then you got Greg Van Roten with scary and the George Fant. But the right side is a little scary.
So by the time this goes, they may have signed Morgan Moses. They're interested in Morgan Moses. If they signed Morgan Moses, I would probably rather have the Jets. Yes. If not, I'd probably rather have the Jets.
Because the Fant factor.
The
Fant factor probably keeps me in Jacksonville, but still. If they do sign Morgan Moses, I'm on board, man. I'm on board with the Jets offensive line and the Jets receiving core. Better situation. I'm all about it.
I disagree. Just because Trevor Lawrence. You know my thoughts. You know my thoughts, Trevor Lawrence.
That was great delivery. I disagree.
I do think both will have a lot of opportunity to pass. Yeah. They
can both clear 4,000 passing
defensive yards. Although I do think the Jets, if I had to pick one, the Jets probably better this year defensively. Just the coaching factor there. Okay, I'm going to stick with Jets. I have a Jets one here. With Zach Wilson. And that's Elijah Moore is going to be the Jets leading receiver.
Oh, I have a contradicting prediction there.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Don't you dare. Elijah Moore, though. Jets leading receiver. One, I see a very Deebo Samuel-esque introduction to him to the offense.
Really?
In that he's going to be the guy that gets the screens, the pop passes, the whatever, especially after Jameson Crowder got his contract cut in half. They obviously think that Moore, obviously drafted Moore and were willing to get rid of Crowder to give him targets. So I do think that in that offense, it's going to be very favorable to him producing early on. And I also just don't think Mims or Corey Davis are special dudes, whereas I do think Moore is.
I do think so. With the contract restructure for Jameson Crowder, he was a potential cut candidate with how that contract was structured. Like they could have cut him easier before the restructure. So they kind of committed to him for this season. And I don't think they do that unless they want to involve him, right? They're going to involve him in the slot. And for that reason, it's like, okay, is Elijah Moore going to split reps on the outside with Denzel Mims and Corey Davis? I'm not saying there's too many mouths to feed, but in terms of seeing the field, I don't know. I have Elijah Moore bold prediction. He goes under 700 yards and under 5 TDs. I just because I think they're going to spread the ball around more than people think. And I think even if he does get that Deebo Samuel stuff, it's going to have to be a lot of targets. If he's got that low average depth of target, it's going to have to be a lot of targets to get up there. And I think, again, too many mouths to feed is a cliche I don't like with how not mediocre, but like okay the receiving core is. But I think Corey Davis is going to see snaps. Denzel Mims has to see snaps. You have to see that second year development from Mims. And then Jameson Crowder, why would you restructure that contract if you're not going to have him a part of the offense? So unless you have him as this like kind of player coach role and actually Elijah Moore sees snaps ahead of him, that's going to be an interesting development for a lot of what?
Did you just call him a player coach role? I'm
just saying, like maybe Jameson Crowder isn't a starter. Like, would you say he is Jameson Crowder a starter for the Jets?
I mean, not if I'm predicting Elijah Moore to
exactly. Leave. That's what I'm saying. Like, did you do this to keep him as a player coach, or did you do this to start him? Because you could have cut his ass before the restructure.
I mean, you obviously play 4 wide at times, but
4 wide at times, you're gonna play like fucking less than 10% of the time.
Yeah, I know. Like, and you always want talent anywhere. Wait, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you'd rather keep them than cut them outright, and they did.
All right,
that's what I'm saying.
Fair enough. Well, that's my counter prediction. Elijah Moore goes under 700 yards and under 5 touchdowns in 2021.
I'll just say I disagree. Deebo Samuel, his rookie year, 17 screens thrown his way. 17 screens. He didn't even play the full season that year. So
how many yards did he finish with?
He finished over 800 yards.
Oh, so, wow.
As a rookie. So that's what I'm predicting. All right. And I'm going to stick out the Jets. I had multiple Jets for 6.
Jeez.
Elijah Vera-Tucker is going to be the highest graded rookie offensive lineman in the NFL.
Hell yeah. I like that. I mean, I can't disagree with that. I think of all the guys, he's going to come in and hit the ground running really quickly and playing alongside Mekhi Becton.
Yep.
I think that's going to be very helpful.
And a scheme that I think is going to be play to his strengths, probably the best out the gate of any of those three. That I guess like Slater, Sewell, him, other guys that anyone would say are going to be the top graded. So, and that's, like I said, the scheme's going to play best to his strengths of any of them. And then he's going up against a division where maybe not the best interior talent in the NFL. You're not facing the best interior, like Pats, Bills, maybe Ed Oliver takes a step forward, but like Dolphins, there's no real difference maker there that you got to worry about with them.
That is going to be interesting because last year I remember watching every single week Tristan Wirfs. He was obviously the highest graded rookie offensive lineman last year and one of the highest graded rookie offensive tackles we've ever seen since 2006. Every single week going back and watching just how quickly he was hitting the ground running and how much he was getting better every single week against top flight competition. Tristan Morris was like one of the most fun watches of any rookie every week because a lot of our process for the 2-for-1 Drafts podcast has been after the Sunday games, watching a lot of the rookie snaps and seeing how they perform. Like Tristan Wirfs every single time, really, really impressive tape. I think Alijah Vera-Tucker is going to be in that same vein. A must rewatch every single week because obviously going to be tough on the broadcast film to see just how much he's dominating. But still, if he plays a full 17-game schedule, that's going to be a treat every single week.